Testing 1, 2.
Are you using the same one you've used all along, or is it a new one? Oh,
Testing 1, 2.
well, there you go. Okay.
I appreciate that. It's nice to meet you. There you go.
No. I didn't get the email. I'm looking through, you sent it from yours, right?
No, I sent it from Zoom. So it's, we sent a link. Might have come through the channel.
Let's see.
I might have messed up on that.
Look.
During the murder. How are you?
Yeah.
Get your letter. From Representative Corey.
Yeah, now I know I have somebody to go to, yeah.
You're honorable now and realize that. Oh, thanks. Thank you.
I'm pretty free.
Thank you. No path report yet. I didn't even go by your house that I voted for.
Thank you.
So I'm trusting that what you posted was There we go. Where do you want me to send this to?
Anyway, just find, oh, probably. Yes. Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. Yeah, no.
It went to my spam.
No.
It's only a week.
Oh.
So we don't go live.
So I'm gonna send it to John Timberlake.
It's still, but there's their camera. One took camera. And said local authorities look good and, do this scroll up.
But it's keep in mind,
And, then he used some numbing spray. Then, he,
Last one.
so then we went.
I think we get to.
Next time I'll be driving by my right now. Don't fire first.
That's right. Thank you very much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, how are you? Good to see you. As Mickey Crime would say, or any better, that's the view. What's up? I did it for their.
Oh, I'm ready to.
You want to record? It's not,
Oh, my God,
You know what it is?
that's from. That's right. Yeah, that's from me, Flower. Well, what's that? Oh, Wallace and Davis. That's why it's called. That's why it's this one. They brought me. How about this one? This one's funny, I'm glad.
Oh. Oh, it's fighting, you're fighting.
Are you our arborist?
Yes.
Are you our arborist?
Yes.
Oh, you are.
Oh, you are, okay. Is all the first, is that flowers?
Cool, trees.
Trees, okay.
Yeah, thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate it. Overdue.
Yeah, welcome to the neighborhood.
Nice party the other night.
Sorry, we haven't been able to get,
Oh, no, that's fine.
we had a wedding and,
No,
I had some surgery and,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And your last year. Lagoon.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, very good. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
You doing?
It has, good to see you. Finally, I just view on a little, in the video, I saw. How's it going? Good. Yeah. I'm hoping. I understand that I may hear that I got another grandchild on the way, so I haven't verified that yet, but. There's a rumor. And it's one that's not been in place so far, so, because I got my oldest has 3, my second oldest has 6. So this is a new development in more ways than one, so. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. Yours has got to be what, in high school by now, or? Hasn't been that long. Hey, Brian.
Larry, how are you? I'm trying to warm up, I'm breathing.
I know.
You like the fire?
Should. Be a good backdrop.
In case there's any legislation you don't like, you can.
Yeah.
Consider it.
Is that what tabling is? Already on fire?
Table it.
We have to put it on.
See, he's prepared.
We got the
Love,
big bar, wouldn't want to light it anymore.
Yeah.
First of all, that today's weather. Declaring an emergency, I think even Stan would agree. No. All right. So this one live in town?
Yeah.
I know. So that would be what?
Yeah, but. I mean, we would technically
No.
call them 11 because, we lost one at
And that's,
Philip died 10 years ago, so we still.
and that's the guy that here.
But 10 Life, providing that she makes it.
You and Margaret and I went there first.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Isn't
No, I know,
that-
it's right, it's Barry's out of there.
Didn't he get charged?
Our Philip is buried next to my parents,
Whoa.
so they can keep an eye on that.
Good guy. Well,
Yeah, but not.
he's made.
I know, I know.
May or may not.
Yeah, that's true.
Also,
There's
a good chance.
If there's any question about my mom, like, Dad, they did.
But as though.
Was something.
No, we'll see what.
I miss him.
If you get started, right.
10 years.
You're fast over.
Like a virus. You can get us. Mask.
All right, I'm bored now. I'll move around.
My granddaughter's gonna play at Cornerstone tonight. They have a hollow camera. So the JV game's going on right now.
She's varsity.
She's varsity. She's
How old?
18. She's 18.
Margaret.
And she's got college scouts going to be there tonight.
Oh, yeah, I was reporting.
But I'll get rid of that and put the report up, so that I can tell you my check.
I thought it was, I can't feel. You get a boyfriend. Except for you can't say what your boyfriend did. Don't be great.
She's already had a breakup and a new one. So she's already going through her paces. She'll be on way. So.
Well, time no see.
Don't make sort of.
Like, we're the
So
mom.
when they think about that,
I got back. Have a pretty slow break.
It's supposed to be. So you figure it out.
It's early. Yeah.
Is it really? Is that a real good?
Yeah, real good.
Cause we got spoiled in November.
Yes, we
Like
did.
normally it's, you get some whole days to get you going, so it was unseasonably warm.
Yeah, property.
Thank you, Wally.
Okay.
It is. too.
No, he has to like.
Dick Goddard,
Dick
the,
Goddard.
the one I.
First of all, it is
I
animal
got this
weather.
guy.
Oh, there, now everybody knows holiday.
Well, they should. How we doing? We have time.
You know what?
This is the body.
We're all aging and our lands right body was just started to run, so.
Okay.
We're waiting. It's only one day at a time. It's down for closure right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Which remains standing for.
Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision, neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, but thou art the source of all authority, and may we use it in our directives for the common good, for the honor and glory. Amen.
All the roll call, please. Mr. Joyce. Present. Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Hi.
Mrs. Mara.
Hi.
Donovan?
Aye.
Thompson? Aye.
Thank you. Public comment?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak, please stand up. State your name and address.
Hello, everyone.
Radio. Yeah, it's fine. It's not a recording.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Eddie Labuki. I moved to Timberlake this fall. I live at 11 Shattendossie, and I'm here to talk about our tree canopy. I am a professional arborist and horticulturist. I'm the director of horticulture at Historic State, Kirtland, Ohio, and I would like to just share some of my insights that I can give all of you in hopes of keeping our tree canopy and increasing the health of the tree. So I did a deep dive of historical aerial photographs of Timberlake and trees. I noticed that in the past 50 years, we have lost a significant amount of trees. Part of this is due to many of our mature trees being the same species. We have their silver maples, all planted around the same time, and failing over time from storms and diseases. I measured our tree canopy cover in Timberlake using a data analysis software called iTree, and found that our current canopy cover is about 50%. Meaning that 50% of the total area of Timberlake is shaded by trees. 10 years ago, that was about 65%. This is still incredible considering the city of Cleveland's tree canopy cover is about 20%. This canopy is what makes Timberlake so great. Without trees, well, we are just a lake, and that lake is cold and blustery. Trees offer many benefits for improving property value by tens of thousands, creating shade that lowers our summertime temperatures by up to 10 degrees, and in turn lowering our AC costs, providing homes for wildlife, positively affecting our mental health, and sequestering carbon. I would like to emphasize that many of our mature trees are the same species and the same age. This is a recipe for future mass loss events. We need to create a comprehensive tree plan and start thinking decades down the line. We need to plant more trees if we wish to sustain or grow our current canopy cover levels. To be successful, we must be proactive, not reactive. Secondly, we must recognize that we have a deer problem. It's apparent to me that someone is feeding the deer. They're very plump, but don't let that fool you. A large number of these deer are a nuisance animal and have no natural predator. Timberlake deer are not afraid of humans and will approach you if you open your hand to them, a telltale sign of feeding. Generally, deer browse and walk 3 to 4 miles a day, but because they are fed, these deer become reliant on the feeders and stay in our general area. Deer are wild animals, and removing their instinct to be afraid of humans is causing conflict with our young trees. Within 24 hours of planting, every tree or perennial in my front or backyard was not protected was eaten. Not only will deer feed on our trees and plants, but they will rub on young trees during the autumn rut, often causing irreparable damage. I've seen a few victims in our village this fall. It's very hard to regenerate our tree canopy with the constant threat of deer or being incentivized to stay in our village. Deer are also the main vector of Lyme disease from the ticks that they carry. Tick populations swell with deer population. I've seen people contract the disease in my field, and it is debilitating. So please stop feeding the deer before we need to take more drastic measures. Now that I've talked about the threats of deer and our aging canopy, I would like to propose some ideas on how we can sustain our canopy for the future. We have an amazing opportunity to create magic here given our proximity to the lake. Our village is a major hub for migratory birds in May and October. Well-planned native tree, shrub, and perennial plantings will increase the magic and abundance of these events. We should focus on replanting areas, public and private, that have lost trees through diseases or storms, as well as near mature declining trees. Not doing so is an antithesis of what makes Timberlake magical. I would love to see the village offer more tree-related services, such as low-tech deer protection systems like stakes and chicken wire, plastic mesh to put around new and young planting on residential property. This is the only way new plantings will survive the current deer problem. I bring this issue to mind not only as a professional, but as your neighbor because I care about our community. I want to inspire our community to come together for the shared cause and leave a positive legacy in Timberlake. I'm sure many of you have big ideas as well. I'm just the new guy and I love the collaborator. Those I've met in my few months here are incredibly kind, and I believe in our ability to work towards the common goal of a healthy tree canopy and ecologically abundant landscape. I would like to leave you with a quote. Best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
Well, here in now.
You start tomorrow.
We're gonna definitely form a pre-committee, reform it. We already have one, but we'll be part of it, obviously. You don't mind?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I wanted to add that. I'm happy to offer a system.
And also, I know, I feel the pain though, because I had 2 fig trees and an apple tree just 3 weeks ago, was destroyed by the deer. So,
Yeah,
with their racks.
That's much of the arborvitae, they just rub their.
One in
They
arborvitae.
scream and yell stop,
Of course.
but they just strip the tree now. Now we're gonna lose that one too, because they just
yeah,
rub
the
it.
only way to fix that is to copy.
We don't feed them, they just come around.
Yeah.
So they're looking for food.
Yeah, somebody's at Flappy for it, so,
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none. Moving on to, reading and disposition of the minutes. We have, do I have a motion to approve the sewer committee work session of November 11th, 2025. So Carlos is the office. 1 second. Mr. Joey seconds. Discussion. There's corrections. Seeing none. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce,
Hi.
Mrs. Hardwick,
Hi.
Mrs. Mara,
Hi.
Conrad.
Aye.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the council meeting minutes of November 18th, 2025?
Make a motion?
Smartest vote.
I'll second.
This is your seconds, discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick,
Hi.
Mrs. Mara.
Aye.
Mr. Conrad.
Aye.
Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Thank you. We're on the legislation, resolution number 2025-46. We can go through his presentation. And your question also.
I don't know.
That's where we got, I'm sorry.
We do a presentation, some good and all this.
Yeah, let's do that next step. Okay, next we'll do the officer and rookie of the year award presentation, so.
Well, unfortunately, good. I'll talk loud, don't worry, we're good. Okay, make sure I'll talk loud.
You're on there. Bye.
So this year, November 21st marked the 1 year since we took over, as I was the chief of police, and so we really sat down and looked at, every officer that joined our department over the last 12 months and what they've contributed to the department. And a lot of people stood out, but there was 2 that stood and made major impacts, this year in the department. Unfortunately, one is not going to be with us this evening because he's in actually Rome sending pictures of the Vatican, believe it or not, this morning. So now there's Timberlake patches all throughout this country or this universe because he gave all these patches. He truly, if he could give one to the Pope, he probably would give the Pope a patch. He legitimately wouldn't even actually pose with them. That's how Lawrence is. I can't even tell you how many pictures I've got where he's holding Timberlake patch up with people in Ireland, and he's in also the Czech Republic, he's got the patches up.
Yeah.
And so now there's Timberlake patches everywhere. Offered one guy to come in to do a ride along. Probably will take him up on it. So you never know what Sergeant Lawrence does, but Sergeant Lawrence is the officer of the year this year. Truthfully has stepped up tremendously. I think he's at almost 13 OBIs for the year. 3 handguns he's pulled off the streets this year, and his highest intoxicated person blew a .310, which is 4 times over the legal limit of watching someone drive down the road. So
Set for pre-trial tomorrow.
so he's not here to accept it today. But this is a plaque that he's going to be receiving for Officer of the Year.
Very good.
So yeah, hopefully he might be watching. You never know. I might get a text in a couple minutes saying thank you.
We're not covering shipping to Europe.
No, we're not. Thank God. He's got to wait. He also, by the way, received a Mothers Against Drunk Driver Award for his OBI enforcement on December 11th. But since he's taking a tour around this great world, he didn't receive it, but they acknowledged our department for the steps that we made in apprehending intoxicated and impaired drivers. The next one was the Rookie of the Year, and he is a young kid out of the academy. Truthfully, wet behind the ears, and but has a lot of drive. And this young man, I can't say no matter what I can ask him, whether to work a double, to he's changed tires, sitting in the snow. He's gone out of his way for anything and everything we can do, and this is what we wanted in this department. We wanted him to believe, and all of our officers to believe in the vision that I have for the department. And Officer Brandon Cubes, does believe that, so if you want to come up here and receive your. My photographers, see Lawrence is doing something. This guy. I thought these guys just enjoyed his show. Ready? Three, 1, 2, and I ready. Okay. One more. Yeah, see what Lawrence is good for.
Walks everybody.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You get through some words.
Those are only two.
Excellent. Congratulations again, excellent.
New officers though, chief, how many we got?
We have, we're actually promoting one, swearing in one, and one making one, part-time, so we can do those as well.
Sorry.
We'll start with Christopher. Which one is that? Go to Christopher.
I think we might have done that last one. I think we did Chrissy last one, but he wasn't here.
All right, I'm leaving.
I think so.
Could be other.
Yeah, it might have been last one, but I don't know if it's here for.
Well, look at the minutes.
But he, it's still.
We'll just go to the order. So, if I can speak on the behalf of, Christopher, I've known Joe now, it's gonna be 15 years, he might deny, 15, 16 years, we've known each other. He was here for Timberlake for 10 years, left because of, an individual. So, when, the opportunity posed for me to return to Timberlake, one of the things I asked Joe to do was come back as our training coordinator. I said, I don't need you to work any shifts, I just need you to start getting all his training aligned and help me with this, getting this training aligned. And Joe took on the position, and, we've held numerous training courses here within the department. Not only that, he just recently, completed his 80-hour certification training, which allows him now to host training classes here, and we can get CPT reimbursement for them as well. So Joe has.
Academies and get them young.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So Joe is, you know, I always nickname him as Angry Joe, even though he's not really angry, but, he truly has done a lot for the department in training. Scheduled our virtual reality training as well. So there's a lot of things that, you know, him and I sat down, we're gonna be planning on 2026 training. This is the most range I think we've ever had at Timberlake. Next year will be another year. We already have the first one on the books for next year already. So we're already planning on another year of great training, and a lot of more courses coming this way as well too. Also, okay. So, you know, definitely, it's an honor for me to be able to make him the sergeant of the training department.
I think we're did the right.
What the order?
Yeah.
Yes. There, about right there. Right here, this one. Go.
We'll deal with the other. This one. We'll get one.
Yeah, probably was one last one. Probably goes on. I can.
Sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate your comment.
Don't go anywhere, stay with us.
He's not going anywhere. You take the silver badge off finally. Oh. Unfortunately, his wife could not be here. She's sick,
Ill.
so I told her don't bring it here.
Yeah.
We keep it at home. Oh, you guys are ready finally.
I did a picture.
That's in the back. I'm sure.
John, you wanna move the flag behind you?
Really?
I took my wife to the Cheesecake Factory yesterday. So I took a picture of both of us, and I got her going. And I deleted that so fast. I'm better than him catching. I mean, I'm real sorry.
Next time you say.
That's the sergeant. How is it going?
Get the Wakefield.
Right, we're waiting for the, we'll get the other.
Sounds very bright. The mayor doesn't have it memorized, but
Ben,
This year.
you promised to do a bunch of stuff that we tell you to, I do.
Chief, how many lost?
Just get married.
That are state, we're at
She said,
20.
I'm not gonna, you don't have to be upset about it.
It's like Merry Christmas to us.
Yeah, with that 80-hour certificate, I'm gonna start teaching at, I'm attached to the Kent State Academy.
Oh,
So I'm gonna start teaching, this spring, actually. A lot of the academy kids are not sponsored, so, you know, it's good for the department. Because a lot of the kids will be looking for commissions.
And it's funny, because we went to our first range out in Lake County, and I'm like, my training guy is Christopher, and he's like, I go, Angry Joe, and they're like, oh, we know Joe. So,
Oh,
Joe's been around the block everywhere.
well, wait for our oath to come. Why Angry Joe?
Just, there's an academy nickname in the back pass, so one of the.
It actually started back at the Federal Reserve. So when I worked at the Federal Reserve, I got that nickname. Just some things that people nicknamed me that. It followed me into, I had to go, I went through the federal academy for a federal law enforcement commission. Then I had to go back through the state academy to join the municipalities and stuff after I left the Fed. And there was an officer in the academy that knew me from the Fed and brought that nickname.
Oh, gotcha.
That nickname was been with me for quite a while.
Wow,
Yeah,
So I've called him Angry Joe for 16 years.
gotcha.
yeah.
And your wife?
No, she
You just
doesn't.
call you honey?
Yeah,
Yes.
don't be Joe.
Just
Joseph.
an average Joe.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect, thank you, sir. Raise your right hand.
I go, Christopher,
I, Joseph Christopher,
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
the laws and ordinances
the laws and ordinances
of the village of Timberlake,
of the village of Timberlake,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
as Sergeant of the village of Timberlake,
as Sergeant of the village of Timberlake,
Police Department,
Police Department,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
during my continuance in said office.
during my continuance of said office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
This goes back,
Yeah, we started shoving the chest.
So you,
Yes. I'm just gonna leave it that way. All right, thank you, brother.
Three signatures.
You ever get some signatures? Hey, you don't want a picture? Always can. Two, right.
We're all looking probably all crazy, guys, thank you. The next one will be making Anthony Lombardo part-time.
Yep. That's what we got last week. President last week. Last week, Anthony was this week. I would need you.
Got him in.
So Margaret might have been on another meeting.
Yeah. Yep. There's Donovan, we have Donovan for this week.
no, but it's all $1 checks. Think of it.
These were asking for the other one. Donovan while we wait.
Yeah, I'll do Donovan. Go on. Okay. Resolution 2025-62. Resolution authorizing the mayor to hire Officer James Donovan as part-time patrolman for the village of, for Timberlake Village Police Department and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules for this? Mr. Kyrie, Mr. Nelson. Second, roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Morrow?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion adopting resolution 2025-62, please?
Move to approve.
Mr. Thompson makes a motion.
Second?
Mrs. Mara seconds. Discussion. Chief?
James reached out to us. He's worked with a few of our officers part-time and on the side jobs and heard what we've been doing in the department. Really has been looking for the right leadership in the police department. Has worked a lot of part-time jobs, we're unfortunate with departments that don't have the right, leadership or the right, thinking and the support of the community. So he reached out to us, came up here and was eager to become a part of the Timberlake Police Department. So I think he'd make a great addition to our department.
Okay, roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Morrow?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad? Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Okay.
Still, last one, we went from bar, or we're going to have a side of the water.
We'll make him part-time flexibility.
Issue teaching.
I, James Donovan.
I, James Donovan,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution.
that I will support the
Of the
Constitution
United States.
of the United
And
States
the Constitution.
and the Constitution
Of the State of Ohio.
of the State of Ohio,
The laws and ordinances.
the laws and ordinances
Of the village of Timberlake.
of the village of Timberlake,
And I will faithfully.
and I will faithfully,
Honestly.
honestly,
And impartially.
and impartially
Discharge the duties.
discharge the duties
As patrolman.
as patrolman
Of the village of Timberlake Police Department.
for the village of Timberlake Police Department,
State of Ohio.
State of Ohio,
During my continuance in said office.
during my continuance in said office.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Now you're first. Now you're a daughter. I'm gonna be bad, you can get that out, but
Thank you.
Look, hold on.
We'll have to be. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Should have signed some more breaker.
Yeah, thank
One will be your copy. The whole. I'll touch you tomorrow. You is research training. For the years.
I think they're.
No, I mean, the young man.
I think it's gonna go.
Sorry, that's how I'm sitting right next to. My protection. I bought.
I will, I have training. I appreciate you very much. You go on.
Don't buy one, but you can mark out. You have anybody really good? Say, what am I doing? Good, not nice. Okay, sorry. You got us now.
I will. Here's the one thing I'm still really fucking with it. I will hear Charleston. We're gonna go ahead and announce it. Why don't you just put that on your. So we've added resolution number 2025-64, recommending we suspend the rules. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to bring Officer Anthony Lombardo from auxiliary, the part-time patrolman for the Village Police Department, and declaring an emergency. So the first thing we need to do is suspend the rules.
Mr. Garber makes a motion, Officer Joyce seconds. Roll call please.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Morrow?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Thank you, Garber. Motion adopting resolution 2025-64, please.
Move to approve.
Mr. Thompson makes a motion.
A second?
Mrs. Morrow seconds. Discussion. Anthony's been here with us, I think, 4 months now. He's been auxiliary, he's been working one shift every week, has filled in for some shifts. But really enjoying, I think, coming on the road versus being in the jail for the last 6 years of his career. So he's definitely earned the spot and the honor to be moved from auxiliary to part-time officer. Thank you. Okay, roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce? Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Morrow?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Okay. I am the Garland. I am the Garland. That I employ the Constitution that I support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and the state of Ohio and the state of Ohio. The laws and regulations, the laws and regulations of the village of Timberlake is now favorite and of honesty, honestly, and impartial. Discharge the duties of patrol, discharge the duties. While we go to the Timberlake Police Department, under the Timberlake Police Department, state of Ohio, provide continuous and set office. Very nice. Set office. So I'll put them set office. Thanks.
Right, wanna come up?
Sure. You make the picture look better. Sure. What? All right, I'll get it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, appreciate it. That's really cool.
I think that makes sense. Go ahead, chief.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that. Okay, we're on the rest of the resolution 2025-46. Third reading, resolution approving permanent appropriations for the village of Timberlake, Ohio, for the year 2026.
My second.
Our seconds. Roll call, please.
Do we have discussion?
Discussion, yeah.
Okay. We had talked about the possibility of funding some part of the activity for the family fun days. And during the year, John, we were told that, we didn't have the money, we didn't have the money set aside for that. I would like to see us be able to have something in the appropriations that would allow us that sort of flexibility, if we decide that we want to have money, whether it's to have money in a pool that we can transfer into an account or put money in the account or whatever. We ran into the problem was that, candy, which has become a big deal to the residents, to be able to toss it out. We were told that as council, we were not able to buy it. Now, that's my recollection.
The village club wasn't gonna buy it for
The
us.
village club had decided not to buy it. And so we're in a situation where we were prevented from doing it, so that meant that private donations from members of council who decided to go ahead and do this on their own.
We did, yeah,
Did.
privately we did.
So what I'd like to do is to make sure that there is a way that we can have money in a pool that we can reallocate or whatever. But I don't know how exactly that would work. But that would be my one ask before I vote to approve the appropriations
I
budget.
think
for
there
next
might be
year.
a line item in there already. I'd have to check, let me just check the appropriations and make sure, because I think it was already broken down.
Okay,
Yeah, so we received $500 grant from no peasants for movie events.
Yeah, we just received that.
Yeah, but we got a register for it, but, yeah. Mr. Joyce, did you see the $500 NOPEC grant that came or anything else today? You sent it by.
I didn't get a chance to look.
So yeah, so NOPEC based on the number of electric and gas users in the community does give back some grant opportunities. So the one for the village of Timberlake based on the number of users is about 500, or it is $500.
Okay.
That we just have to, like, it's already allocated to us, we just have to apply for it. But I don't know, I think historically that has gone through the village.
Yeah, just automatically give it to them because it's supposed to be used for social events.
Yes.
So we
Not
have to,
to the village.
So I
Right.
guess what I'm asking is, can we, before we approve this budget, set up something that we have the ability as council to spend appropriate money on social events?
Yeah.
Because
great
my,
idea.
my understanding was in August, when we attempted to do this, we were prohibited from doing it because it was not set aside appropriately, it wasn't in the budget.
There's not a specific line item, but the way the budget's broken down, it's broad enough where we can create one.
Okay.
Within the allotted funds,
All right,
so we really don't need to do an amendment because there's already the ability to. Because the budget amendment itself, budget appropriation itself is very broad, it's only broken down by personnel expenses and other.
I understand.
So I would be able
Yeah.
to create a line item within that.
My only question was that we were prohibited from doing it in August of 2025. Because we hadn't set the thing up properly, so I just want to make sure that as we go in 26. That we do have that ability to, because I understand that what we do is when we get, for instance, NOPEC money. We've usually allocated that to the village club. In this case, the village club refused to spend the money. And from our perspective, we think that, I think that we should have the ability to spend the money as council to do social things for the village in the event that the village club is refusing or unable to act.
So Mr. Rusty, can I ask that $500 NOPEC? Call it an award now, I mean, there's some paperwork we have to do to receive it, but. Will we just retain that into that fund, so it's not on the general fund? And
It's
then
already in a separate fund,
For village club or for? Timberlake
it's in the
Village?
separate village fund,
And then we use.
and the village basically holds the money in trust for the
The village.
village club. And then, because it's assigned to the family day anyway.
So we could just use that for, say, for your example, the candy for the parade.
And that was my
whatever.
suggestion, but they didn't look into doing that, so.
So we can just retain it and then buy the candy or whatever council at that time sees as fit for family days or what we
Yeah.
want to see. I know whatever's left over, if we so choose, we could pass it on or whatever.
Yeah, we can decide to spend it on candy, or we can spend it on some
Yeah.
little trinket, a memory
Yeah,
of
right.
the event or whatever. That, would be
Cookies for
seen as
Christmas.
social expense.
Right.
Kids.
Yeah.
So we should just hold the $500 OPEC and, with village clubs, hopefully participation, we can decide on something common that we would like to sponsor via that, an OPEC award.
Okay, all right, as long as we have the ability to do that, then I'm good to go, so.
And Mr. Ruskett, it'll still be the same, we have to give the receipt.
Right, I'll
To you.
still need the receipts in order to write the check to the village club.
Might be easier just to go through, hey, we're gonna order this candy up, say Amazon, and just do it that way, so there's not personal expense reimbursed or.
Right, or you can order it off of Walmart or something like that.
Did I do that? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Morrow?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad? Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Resolution 2025-47, third reading, a resolution authorizing the fiscal officer to transfer $20,000 from the general fund to the police cruiser fund 4901 for the current fiscal year 2025 declared emergency. Motion please.
So moved.
Joyce makes a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Conrad seconds. Discussion on this? Roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Next resolution 2025-48, third reading, a resolution authorizing the fiscal officer to transfer $37,100 from the general fund to paving improvement OPWC debt service fund 3902, the fiscal year 2026, and declared emergency. Do I have a motion, please?
Make a motion?
Spire makes a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Thompson seconds. Discussion on this? Van Harry, roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Next, resolution 2025-57. Resolution appointing Father Joshua Cochran.
Correct.
Correct, to the as chaplain of the Village of Timberlake Police Department, and declare an emergency. Brother, we need this on the first reading, because he's not here.
It'll be for the next month, because the badge was finally completed today.
Okay, great.
So we'll just leave that on first reading. Next, resolution 2025-58. First reading, a resolution declaring surplus property, directing the fiscal officer and authorizing all actions necessary to effect the sale and or credit value the same and declare an emergency. This for the police. For the user.
Correct.
Do we have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
So moved.
Mr. Conrad makes a motion, do I have a second?
Okay.
Mr. Joyce seconds, roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion approving resolution 2025-58, please?
Motion?
Sarah makes a motion, Mr. Conrad second. Discussion on this?
Yeah, the reason for the suspend the rules is to be met with the insurance agency, and if we remove the vehicle, so we have to remove it, it's right, through the normal process, it takes some time to set up and I'll put it off. We remove it within the first month of the year, we don't get charged with it in our premium for insurance. So at the end of the day, we were gonna sell it anyways, probably could have left not 3 readings, but in order to kind of get that rebate, if you will, from our insurance premium, that was her suggestion, to get it off, otherwise it would be prorated. Or depreciate really quickly, so.
Just out of curiosity, this is the sedan, not the SUV?
Correct, 883.
883, build one, yes. Good. Roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Conrad?
Aye.
Thank you. Next resolution 2025-59. Resolution confirming the appointment of Neil Harrison and HB Legal LLC as the village solicitor, affirming agreement, determining compensation and declaring an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
I make a motion?
Spar makes a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Joyce seconds. Roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion approving resolution 2025-59, please?
Make a motion?
Spar makes a motion.
Second.
Mr. Conrad seconds. Discussion.
You sure?
Time.
You all seem like wonderful fun.
Oh, we are, we are.
Give it some time.
That's not what you said to my
I've been on the
office.
best behavior for the last. No, I had to take my first.
Mr. O'Leary had brown hair when he started.
Now I know. That was just 6 o'clock tonight.
Well, no other discussion. Roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Congratulations. Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Gonna be fun.
Mhm. Where's he get to sit?
Here, I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you're up. Resolution 2025-60. Resolution confirming the appointment of James O'Leary as Assistant Solicitor, confirming the agreement, determining compensation, and declaring an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please? Mr. Joyce makes a motion.
Second.
Thompson seconds. Roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion approving resolution 2025-60, please?
Make a motion?
Spar makes a motion.
Second.
Mr. Conrad, second. Discussion.
Can I say something? It's a good thing. You know, it's truly been an honor to work with Mr. O'Leary over the last year. I mean, I watch, we communicate a lot via text or phone calls regards to the cases, and he truly has the best interest of the village at heart. And he's definitely tough on the criminals in court, so we appreciate him from the police department's aspect of it. You know, he truly is an honor to work with, he holds firms on getting convictions, so I'm always pleased to hear the text, and they'd be like, they pled guilty and they paid the fine and they're going to jail. So Mr. O'Leary, I appreciate it, and everybody in the police department appreciates what you do for us. And sorry to keep you that busy this year.
That's okay.
I'm gonna be worse next year, so.
Thanks, we had to give him a raise, Kirby.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, just to clarify, just because I think it's fair. When I stayed on last year and took care of the police prosecution, I did it based upon the volume the year before. And so I worked for about $21 an hour this year as police prosecutor, which is a great wage compared to other positions, but in a private practice, that's not normally the way you make money. It's been a joy working with the chief most of the time. And I think we've been able to, the nice thing is we've been able to work through some of the issues that became common to some of the officers that we saw. And I anticipate with Neil's experience in Geauga County, he'll be able to assist in that as well. I'm going to be around as assistant solicitor, really as long as Neil needs assistance. We actually, although we're not in the same office, we're in the same office building. I've already had several conversations with him about the transition. But I anticipate there won't be much need for my services. But if there comes an occasion like tonight where I just didn't think it was appropriate for Mr. Ganakis to have to be here to sit through this legislation, frankly, when he wasn't being retained as the solicitor. And so I offered to come, plus I wanted to be here for Margaret's last meeting. And so I think I said enough.
Thank you. And we appreciate all you've done for us, Timberlake, so thank you so much. Oh. Other comments, roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Congratulations, thank you. Okay, next resolution 2025-61. Resolution authorizing the mayor and fiscal officer to enter into an amended transit accessibility grant with Lake Tran and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
So moved.
Conrad makes a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Joyce seconds. Roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion adopting resolution 2025-61, please?
So moved.
Mr. Conrad makes a motion.
Second.
Mrs. Mara seconds. Discussion.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is just to extend the effective date of the grant that we received, Lake Tran, in partnership with our accessibility and safety sidewalk project on Lake Shore. So just to extend it out another year, given that we're still in the design phase, so likely we'll have to again amend it January or December of next year to carry over to 27.
If we fail to do this, we would lose the grant.
Correct, because of the effective date on it is language. So it's just pushing it out another year. Close contact with Andre Abbey and Capel CEO Lake Tran. So they're fully aware of what the timeline is. This is just essentially a paperwork exercise for the lawyers.
Okay. All right, roll call please.
Mr. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick?
Aye.
Mrs. Mara?
Aye.
Mr. Conrad?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Thank you. Next resolution 2025-63. Resolution amending the permanent appropriations for the village of Timberlake, Ohio for the year of 2025 and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
Make a motion?
Mara makes the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Thompson, second, roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Marma.
Aye.
Mr. Conrad. Aye. Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, I have a motion adopting resolution 2025-63, please. So moved. Mr. Joyce makes the motion.
Second.
Mr. Morris seconds. Discussion.
There's only a couple changes to the budget here at year end. We need $2,000 more for the last police payroll of the year. And then there's some related items, Medicare and PERS that will increase commensurate with that. And there's also a provision to make an adjustment of up to $2,000 in other personnel service or benefit related line items in the other appropriations if necessary. I don't anticipate there will be any big changes. It probably would be within $500 on any of the other line items.
Does that include the Medicare and over the program change? And largely driven by police department? Not
Correct.
office or anything else, we probably have on that budget.
Right, there's separate departments, so most of the increase would be the police department. We may need a few $100s in some of the other areas, but it's very much of them.
Okay, this provision here will cover that for you.
Correct. So basically, if we end up needing like, $10 or $20 or $50 and stuff like that, we're covered.
Say, if it's only being out $73 with Medicare, it's by the calculation, then that would be well done.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Marma.
Aye.
Mr. Conrad.
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next ordinance number 9-2025, third reading. An ordinance amending the wages and salaries for the employees of the village of Timberlake, Ohio, declaring an emergency. Do I have a motion to adopt, please?
So moved.
Mr. Thompson makes a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Joyce seconds. Any discussion? None heard. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Marma.
Aye.
Mr. Conrad. Aye. Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next ordinance 10-2025, an ordinance establishing job descriptions for the service department declaring emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules of this?
I make a motion.
Spire makes a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Joyce, second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Marma.
Aye.
Mr. Conrad.
Aye.
Mr. Thompson. Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion adopting the ordinance 10-2025, please?
Make a motion.
Spire makes a motion.
I'll second.
Very seconds. Discussion on this. I'll just say that these were descriptions that we established two rates for the class 1 and class 2 for the service method. And again, we didn't have the descriptions. So we took the descriptions we used previously and we put them in there so that they're classified. So. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Marma.
Aye.
Mr. Conrad.
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to reports of mayor's report, basically, not much to report except, we have a lot of snow coming down, obviously, we have people plowing and just make sure that they don't plow it into the islands. And, they clean it up there and then, just, about it really, I mean, not much else to say, so this is report.
Thank you, Mayor. So I have Mr. Ganakis' report. He forwarded to me the revised memorandum of understanding with the city of Eastlake. There are some concerns because Eastlake has not provided bills for 2024 and 25. However, Timberlake reserves the right within the MOU to review, contest, and object to those bills. I believe that this is Mr. Ganakis. I believe the MOU to be reasonable. Especially since Eastlake agreed with the lump sum payment offered. I also realize that there are concerns going forward for 24 and 25 due to the lack of funds. However, we made it clear in the MOU exhausting the monies. His recommendation is to approve the MOU, which is also my recommendation, so that Timberlake can be able to put that to rest. And to be fair, this discussion came up really only up through the beginning of 2024, because this came on more than a year ago when I was still the solicitor. And it's just taken this long because of many reasons. His concern is that Eastlake, if they don't receive the payment and resolution soon, currently the water and sewer rates that are set up for within Eastlake. He's afraid that they will turn that around and charge outside of Eastlake rates if we don't get it resolved soon. Similar to what Lakeline has to pay. Says, I understand the MOU does not permit Timberlake rates to be higher than charged to Eastlake residents, but there's an argument to be made that we breached that original agreement for those bills from 2019 to 2023. Second thing is, Councilwoman Hartwick contacted myself and Mr. Ganakis concerning a rental issue. After discussion, we believe it was resolved adequately, and they were able to proceed with their party.
So they did.
Okay. You laid down the law and they followed it.
That's right.
There was discussion about legislation prohibiting data centers. I've attached a copy of the Lordstown ordinance. It's important to remember that the Lordstown ordinance is now in litigation. Lordstown litigation specific to the village. Construction of the project may have been, he's afraid that part of this is because legislation was done after the development was started on the data center, and he thinks that's part of the reason why, but you think we ought to take a look at that. So those are the things that I have. Again, I just want to say to Margaret, thank you. It's been fun working with you the last several years, and I know you won't make yourself a stranger because you got to come with him once in a while. That's all I've got.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Hardwick.
I'm not sure, if what I'm gonna say needs to be changed in an ordinance, but, the other day when it snowed, I've noticed a couple of people had parked down the street correctly, 2 on, 2 off. But it's gotta be hard for that plow to get through. Can we make, if it snows 2 inches or more, no parking is allowed? Just for the safety, or?
What's parking ban?
I don't think that's necessary.
We don't have parking ban for snow, like
Yeah.
all our surrounding communities.
Well, most of the other.
Well, let's-
parking areas, so there's a.
Let's take it to two separate things. Yes, the ordinance can be revised, or you could put a snow ban in effect after a certain amount of time. I think that's something, though, that should have further discussion. As far as whether we need it or not, that's something that you would have to address since you're in the plow.
I mean, no one's really parking on the road unless there's a party. And again, if there's a party, I mean, it's only temporary, so. I know that they were parked over there when they had the Christmas party over there, and there was no problem parking. I mean, I didn't see anything, as long as the cars can get through. My main thing is, I just tell people, get off the road enough so that the emergency vehicles, you gotta think fire truck and rescue squad. Those are the 2 main vehicles, big vehicles that have to get through, and they have to go through fast. So, if they're gonna park on East Shore, make sure that they park on the resident side, not on the islands, because just in case they have to go off the road to get around a car, they don't wipe out every mailbox. At least they'll be going on the island in the middle of the road, in the middle of the island. So, but I really see no issue with that. And again, I think if there is, we do have ordinances about parking and so forth. So, and I think they are restricted in a certain time they're not allowed to park anyway. So, but yeah, thank you though for that. concern.
And I'm just looking forward to, having the hall rented with 1 check this year.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
we're chasing people down for payments.
no, they're pushing them up against the wall, I don't know. I'm getting kind of old.
So far, no problem as far as the collection of the full amount up front.
No, we've gotten the full amount, yeah.
Sure.
She has phased.
Thanks. Good.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I want to thank the officers for their service and congratulations, Officer Lawrence and Officer Cubes on much deserved awards. As a resident of Lake Shore, I see their fine work quite often. I cancel my cable subscription and just watch live TV out my window.
I should make a phone call to see if I can get him here to record.
Yeah, right. So appreciative of the work and, as we all see in the world of Facebook, every post by the police department, you get some people that aren't so happy with it and calling back to times of old, but Timberlake had a notorious reputation, but from what I've seen and come to understand is someone I constantly see that lives on Lake Shore, it's often not for something that can tacky, not the results in,
So are the secondary things?
yeah,
Minor.
felony arrest
Yeah.
or a DUI, so, while the perception is out there, we feel kind of bold, I think this department as the most know that you are doing the right thing for the right reason, not just out there speech rap, if you will. And then I want to touch on the East Lake MOU, Mr. Leary alluded to, and thank Mr. Ganakis. I know I was out of town for work last week, had many phone conversations with him back and forth with him and Mr. Clammer over in East Lake. He did a good job. Thankful for his services, and it was an honor to serve with them and have them as our counsel. I think the MOU as it is today is much better than the current MOU. Are there things that, in speaking with the mayor, that I think are correct and right? Yes. But it's in a position where it's, what will East Lake be beyond this, right? Because it's, when you look at the numbers and the rate increases that they, and stated with the new legislation that we've all felt, and also on our last quarter bill, I think that some of the improvements and grants that they received are boiled into that rate. So it's almost like they're double dipping in a sense. And I can respect that East Lake has the ability to levy additional taxes on their residents to offset costs should they need to. But currently they do not have a sewer levy on. They don't use any, if not a lot, of general fund revenue to fund that sewer. And if you look at the rate increases that they have them passed recently with the 4% increase annually for the next 5 years. And what we were kind of waiting on was CT consultants, now Revantus's calculations is what they're basing their new rates off of. If you look at the graph of their sewer fund growth over the next 5 years, it's going to get back to pre-depletion status. So they're going to have a healthy sewer fund. So I think there is some discussion potentially to have with them, especially with new administration, new council coming in. Another reason why, it's probably worth waiting off to see, trying to force it through with, I know it's the term and choose, find a proper term, but the lame duck mayor without the new mayor being in there, make sure he agrees with it, I think is prudent and the right thing to do, since it's gonna be an agreement that spans his whole administration and the new council members administration. So I think a little more work to do, potentially meet with them again, and to show our concerns, especially around the 24-25 bills that we haven't seen. We don't know what those numbers are. That we take history as precedent, they're gonna lump everything together. And frankly, the invoices we received, I think, could easily be disputed as not part of the MOU as written, since it talks about where we entered the main trunk. Their counsel would argue that there's a definition and contract that states the entire system is fine with it. I think that is a definition, but I am by no means a attorney, or let's say one on TV. Certainly that's a smarter, more well-paid minds to decide, but I think there's discrepancies on both sides, and if we can't come to some semblance of an agreement that is accessible, which I think the MOU is written, if we can clarify at minimum that 24-25 and just lump sum payment takes care of all debts. So now we start fresh, and we can forego some of the monies that we receive via the water bill our maintenance and our obligations just increase, really our bill will increase by $9 off of the rate increase for Scott. I think it's better. Do I think it's the best thing in the world? Do I think it's how it should be? No, but it's worth considering if we don't gain any additional traction or if we skip those 4.5 future investments that we're going to complete our fund. We will have no other source to pay those, and I don't think good faith negotiations on the administration and carrying those over is best for us. Just personally, so that's my take on it, and I know we've talked about it as a subcommittee meeting and laid out what it would look like and kind of trying to minimize the impact of those sewer rate increases. And East Lake passed, and I don't think we're unique in that. I think every municipality is going through that, given the EPA's new regulation. It's kind of free wastewater treatment. A little bit very our close neighbors uses Euclid, and it seems like there's a large increase every year apparently. So I think we're in a better spot than some of our neighbors, but I think just trying to make the best deal, if you will, for our residents. It's prudent. Try and get to some understanding and some agreement here soon. I think it's definitely worth chasing down. I want to thank Mrs. Joyce for her service on council. I know you're not going far and going into service in another area of the police benevolent fund, so that's great. We're not losing you. And we have no one to keep Jerry to under 3 minutes. So you need him and the chief here. Exactly.
These are like dog.
I know. Mr. O'Leary, thanks for sticking with us, and I want to welcome Mr. Harrison. Ready to see where it goes and what we can accomplish together. Last but not least, I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Happy New Year.
I want to roll you back 2 sentences. Why is there no penalty to Eastlake for all this time that has expired to then come forward and say, hey, you guys owe us this money?
To put it frankly, because the MOU that was signed previously was a bad deal for the village of Timberlake. Very poorly written, very ambiguous, lengthy, and also not during a time where I think Timberlake got together very well.
How long ago that could have been?
It was, we're almost expired, so
It was 2007, 2008.
yeah,
Oh,
like
long
15 years ago. So, coming up on 20 years. So, and that's the lifetime of contract with an evergreen renewal. So I think, and I spoke to Mr. O'Leary about this, I don't think we would ever wrote it the way it was written back then. But it is what it is. It was signed and approved by both municipalities, so we're beholden to it. But I think there's some things that if it really came to it, an arbitration or taking it, the courts was a thing, I think we'd have a case to make, but there's risk associated. Right? You don't know how a judge would rule. You know, if we don't agree to something, you don't know how Eastlake will behave. Right? So there's part of a negotiation here that has to kind of.
And remember, the original amount that they were attributing to Timberlake was significantly more than the amount that you're paying.
So yeah, it was $350,000, barring the 24-25 that they had.
That wasn't even part of it because that
Yeah,
was all we were at the
Right.
point when we first had this discussion.
right. So it's instantly a $200,000 savings, if you will. Now, do I agree that everything in that is proper and just? No, but just numbers wise, it's
But just to follow your analogy, if you pursued this and you fought it, you'd pay $40,000 or $50,000 in attorney's fees to fight that.
Right.
I don't know if Neil's an expert in utility law. I'm not. And you know, you're gonna be stuck going to outside counsel for something like that. So I understand there's concerns about, it, but my concern is if you don't resolve this matter fairly quickly, you might be in a situation where they just say, screw it, we want the whole amount.
Well, let me interject here. those invoices, first of all, those are outside the scope of where where we're responsible for, number one. So those are, to me, those aren't even valid invoices. Number two, all the amounts in those invoices, even though they're not ours, they're already included in the new rate. Because they took out a loan and they took all the expenses and they added it in there, plus future improvements they're gonna put in there. So that's all in that rate. Number three, the $21 we were giving them to pay for that, okay, which that's the $139,000. That, I have no problem giving that, because again, for the old agreement, we own that. But from this day forward, we shouldn't be giving any more $21, because now the new agreement, we're paying the new rate, which has all those costs included in there. Once it leaves our boundary and goes into Eastlake, everything's covered under that rate. Only thing we're responsible for is the sewers in our village. And that's after getting the information from Pete, all the breakdown, what I'm reading through there, I mean, that's the way I see it. So I put together another draft of the agreement, which I will give to Mr. O'Leary, and we will give that to Eastlake. And again, we'll have to sit down with them, because again, I want to see, and the other is, I can't agree to sign any agreement if we don't know what the 24-25 invoices are. I mean, we got shocked on this 350,000. What are they gonna be, another 500,000? We don't know. You know, and again, we want to do it in good faith, but, that's just where we're at now. So that's why I said we need to pause right now and get everything together and see, because I don't want to go from a disastrous agreement to a bad agreement. Even though it's better, I don't want something better. I want something perfect for the village. That, because again, we have to approve it and put our names on it. And this is affecting our residents. I mean, Eastlake, their rate alone is a 95% increase. So anything more than that, you know, we're getting hit a lot more than the Eastlake residents, and that's not fair either.
Yeah.
Because we've already been paying our share and to our residents through that fee that we're, again, giving to Eastlake, so.
And the other thing about the Lakeline agreement with the surcharge is they do not maintain responsibility for their storm sewers. Right, so that's a bit of a difference. They do pay that surcharge, but Eastlake is responsible for that maintenance, as far as I understand, because of where they're located along the lake shore. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Mr. Roskis, but that's the other piece, right? So we, no matter what, we still have to maintain our own. It's not like they're helping us. Only thing we're paying for, which the mayor stated could be included in that current rate, they just themselves is the wastewater treatment facility and getting it there. And it only takes a short trip right up Lake Shore, right next to CEI. So that's where the wastewater treatment facility is. So we're not like we're burdening the East Lake system per se. And you know, at the end of the day, it is a mutual benefit. I mean, they're not going to shut us off, right? And they say stuff rolls downhill. We're all neighbors, right? We're right next to them. So, you know, I hope we can get to some understanding and some agreement, but like any negotiation, neither side leave completely happy. I think there was just some new things we wanted to look at, including the details from Pete, their calculations. So I think we'll get there hopefully first quarter next year, and frankly, to put it on a reading or three, the residents have a chance, because I fielded some calls already about the sewer rates increasing and people upset about it. So I think do our due diligence and the residents have a chance to give us some input as well.
Okay, thank you. Good, Mr. Joyce.
First of all, I would like to thank Ed Dookie, for coming tonight. Ed reached out to me when he was anticipating a move into the village, and we shared some emails back and forth. Nice to put a name and a face together. I don't know, I'm currently the chair of the tree committee. And I don't know what the new assignments will be for next year. That'll be up to the mayor in our meeting on January 1st.
I'm keeping you on trees, so go ahead and toss.
You usually the committee chair stays on it,
But
and then, but a new chair starts it. In other words, you're still on the committee, but then they'll have somebody as.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know who will be the new chair, but I think that you would be a great addition to the tree committee and give us a purpose that would be less responsive, or maybe as responsive as we've been, but more proactive going forward.
That's what.
because I think that that is something we need. Your statistic about being 65% covered, I don't know how many years ago, but currently 50% covered is a little disturbing. I agree with you. I had to take down a silver maple because it had reached a point where a branch fell on my house and a branch fell on my neighbor's house. And at that point, we decided that rather than just let it all come down all at once, we would take it down. So, but I also know the deer are a problem. Oh, they're eating my euonymus right now, which is not in the tree category. It's still a problem. I'd like to thank the mayor for getting out there plowing. I've seen him in the truck and cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Driving along. I'm sure he's got his flip flops so I could see inside the truck.
I did.
Don't tell
My
OSHA.
shoes got wet. They were soaking, so I had to take them off.
I wasn't operating a chainsaw.
Thank Mr. O'Leary for deciding to stick around for a while. It's always been a pleasure to work with you. But especially I'd like to thank Margaret for her service. When the position opened up on council and they needed somebody to take it, Margaret responded to the mayor by saying, well, Jerry will do it. And so I got appointed to council. Well, little did she know that within a few months, there would be another vacancy on council. And at that point in time, I flipped the switch and said, okay, what's so good for me, good for you. You know, when you retire, you sometimes are looking to find something that you can do in common with your spouse. And who would have thought that able to get that?
Times in advance.
It's a good date night.
But it's been a privilege to serve with her. In all the time that we've known each other, we've never served on the same committee or board or anything. It's been, and to have her here to see the way that she applies her education, her law background, and her intellect is her problem solving skills, her ability to organize. There are just so many good things about that. And Linda, you've got some tough shoes to fill next year. But it turned out that because of the things that were facing council at that time, she turned out to be exactly what we needed. She had the legal background to get us through a very serious personnel problem that we had that had serious legal ramifications and could have been very, very serious. She was willing to you know, take particular positions that maybe weren't necessarily popular with the entire council, but she lived up to her responsibility as being a good counselor. And it's really it's been great having the chance to work with her through that. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Well said, Jerry.
So I had the opportunity to attend the concert sponsored by the Brewers Club. And several of my sisters were with me, and they're all outsiders. And their reaction to it was just really positive. How unique an experience it is to do something kind of small town in a world that really has moved far away from the small town feel. So I think Nancy, you rocked in everything about it. And it's just really a great event. Really appreciate that. Yes, this is my last council meeting. I'd like to say I wish there were more, but I will not. What I will say is that, right, this was not an opportunity I sought. I had a fair amount of spousal pressure. And, you know, but I do think in some respects I was where I needed to be. So,
Oh, yeah.
that being said, I feel very confident that I'm leaving this village in good hands. That our police department is on solid footing, And it's been a pleasure to get to know all of you. This village is very fortunate to have people who care as much about its future and is so particularly aware of how to appropriately spend the limited resources we have. And we don't have to look too far to see places where government is not very responsible with the taxpayers' money, and it's a trust. And the fact that all of you take that as seriously as you do is a gift to this village. So I depart, and I will see you all on various other things that I'm not completely stepping back from other things. But going forward, you can keep Jerry in line in terms of his.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much and good luck, Linda. Thank you.
We have your number if we need.
Yeah.
Margaret, thank you, yes, you were definitely in the right place at the right time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we definitely need you this year, and you did help us out tremendously, and we'll be grateful for that forever, so thank you for that, and, we do know where you live, so. And we'll get through Jerry somehow, because you know, the spousal question.
Dogs.
I'd just like to say one last thing that, Margaret was a practicing attorney on partner track with a big law firm in Cleveland when we first got married. And, then when we were expecting our first child, she decided that she was going to, well, we decided, we talked about it, that she was going to be a stay-at-home mom. And we took about a 60% pay cut as a result of that decision. But we managed, and I just want to say that I didn't think I would ever, our family would ever have to take a 50% pay cut again, but with her leaving.
We're in the same shoes. It's hysterical.
Didn't miss that.
We make a lot of money here on council.
It's my only earned income. I mean, it's, I have the only earned income. Everything else is from savings.
Okay.
I want to thank the mayor and Councilman Conrad, did a bit of approach in East Lake about making a moratorium on data centers. We know the threat hasn't appeared yet. So if anyone, would like to do more, that you know about data centers. I know you do. You just said you do. Please look into what data centers really are. It's AI as uncontrollable, if you ask me. And that old plant would be perfect for one to be. I want the villagers, I want the minutes to make sure that we keep a data center out where Timberlake is, because if a data center goes, like I said, there's no rumor yet. You go onto the website for IDA, who owns the plant, it says what possibly they could do one day, develop the harbor, make a park, or possibly data center one day. The mayor, I told the mayor about it 2 months ago, Councilman Conrad, they went to East Lake, thank you very much, East Lake, I hope that gets in the minutes. They put a moratorium, because that's their land, not our land. A moratorium of 5 years. Okay. The idea of a data center scares me to death. Okay, so, we're not only talking, you won't have any deer anymore. You won't have eagles, owls, deers. The sound, the electromagnetic, I think it's called millimeter wave that comes off the data center. I think people should be aware in Ohio, I think we already have 110. They're taking over the hum. What it does for environment, to humans, animals, keep it aware. Thank you for approaching East Lake. They passed it. And I'll keep everybody updated. That's my job. I want them not to come, because data centers run and they need to be cooled by water. A lot of water, right? How much water? A week, a month, a day?
Depending on the side, on average, 1 million gallons of water.
A day.
A day.
And they needed to cool it. And then they push it back out in the lake.
It's an open loop system. There are closed loop systems that are less water intensive, but more power. So yeah, there's risks associated with it, and it is a prime piece of real estate because you're so close to fresh water, and you have to have a power distribution center right there. So as a data center developer, prime real estate, but as a location, given the proximity to us, other residents, and then the kind of potential environmental impacts, so you mentioned, and then just the warming of the lake right there,
Right.
it goes back out warmer than it's problematic.
So, just, YouTube it, look into it, how we don't want it. You don't have to worry about your property taxes, because our house will pull into value, no one wanna live here, with the hum and everything else.
What's the frequency and vibration? That's what basically, makes people very ill. Because of the frequency and vibration, again, it would make our village uninhabitable. So we definitely wanna keep them out, so.
So we thank Eastlake for putting that, if it could hold back, you know, they always say, well, no matter what, they're coming, well, we got it, I think we got ahead of the game a little bit. Hopefully. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you for Councilman Conrad, and thank you, Eastlake, for doing that for us.
Mayor, and I believe potential for a meeting with the developers, they propose, right?
Yes.
So
That's
the mayor's taking the leadership on that to reach out to them and try to understand their plan.
I reached out and I got Chris Kroniak and Councilman for Eastlake also in that loop so that we can hopefully see what future development can be good.
There's a good development there with people.
And I did speak with the incoming mayor, Kevin Kostelnik, about it also, about meeting with him about developing that property there, because it'd be perfect, obviously, because of the beach, the lake, the pier, and it'd be just perfect for all of that, so.
And we also have our service garage on side of property as well, towards that piece of it, right?
Service garage is there, and also our one leg of our storm sewer outfall goes right in, it runs through Eastlake property there, so we'll have to negotiate something on for an easement and or something on that property, yes. Okay. Thank you. So Thompson.
Thank you, Mayor. As far as trees go, we had back-to-back tornadoes in 2023 and 2024, so where were you then? I was
He was not.
I was hiding in my office and as far as the budget goes, I'd like to thank Mr. Roskis for, keeping the books for 2025 and doing a good job, as well as putting together our 2026 budget. I'm happy that we were able to provide the majority of our employees raises. Timberlake is not fabulously wealthy, but I think it's important to do our best to keep pay as reasonable as possible with our budget, in order to retain and receive good services. Thanks, Margaret, for putting up with us and helping us navigate some nasty weather over the last couple of years. Much appreciated. And thank you to the mayor for keeping our roads plowed, uncompensated. Thanks. That'll be all. Merry Christmas.
Okay. Fiscal officer, Rossett, financial reports.
Our general fund ending balance through November 30th is $539,136. Our monthly revenue for November was $30,284 versus expenditures of $61,557 for a net deficit for the month of $30,873. This excludes the return of $41,582 in advances from the sidewalk construction fund. With the return of that advance, there's a net surplus for the month of $10,709. Expenditures were in line with expectations for the month. Our income tax revenue was $18,946 net for the month versus $18,843 November 2024. By comparison, our total November 2025 revenue was $71,866, including the return of the advance, versus $27,484 in November 2024. At this time, at current rates of revenue and expenditures, we still estimate a surplus for the general fund this year of approximately $115,000. This does not include any proposed transfers or capital expenditures. It also assumes that all advances will be returned to the general fund at year end. Right now, we have $25,152 in advances that remain outstanding for the playground construction fund. I do not believe that will return to the general fund by the end of the year, probably will end up being returned next year. But it will need to be returned early in the new year. And that $50,418 in advances remain outstanding for the sidewalk construction fund. I expect much of that, if not all, of it, to be returned by the year. Other significant fund activity miscellaneous, we spent $3,588 out of the 2021 state highway fund and $7,135 out of the 4202 sidewalk construction fund for engineering fees for the Lake Shore Boulevard sidewalk project. All invoices to date have been submitted to ODOT for reimbursement. We are awaiting reimbursement for invoice number 5 in the amount of $9,644. Our invoices for the Nature Works project will also be submitted to ODNR once we have all the required materials compiled for submission. Additionally, we made our biannual payment in the amount of $19,046.75 for our OBWC street improvement loan out of 3902. 2026 will be the last year for that loan. And finally, 3 deposit refunds totaling $300 were issued out of fund 9901 deposit refund.
Okay, thank you. Please, Chief of Police. I'll try to make it short. November 21st, 2025 marked 1 year since you guys gave me the head job of police chief, and I want to thank you. It's been one heck of a transformation that we've had over the last year. Still a lot to do, but I think one thing is positive is that we're making a positive name for ourselves throughout the community and in Lake County. That we are now officially a reliable police department that other agencies look to us for assistance. We're making a big difference in the courts, making the streets safer based on our volume of OBIs, guns that we've seized and forfeited, to trying to make impacts in the community. So really proud of all of our officers. It's kind of funny that, like I said, Sergeant Lawrence is out throughout this country right now and told me he ran out of patches. He gave them all away already. So I go, that's great. I gotta order more patches, but it's kind of nice to think that our small little community now has patches in Ireland, in Italy, in the Czech Republic. So
He's proud of where he works.
oh yeah, he is. And it's so many of the officers finally, I think, got the vision that I've had for the last year of trying to make it a much better place to work for, much safer community, and make an impact for this community. And it's really nice to be able to present them with awards for the jobs that they do. Sometimes I don't think they realize that I'm watching every single citation to every report, but my hands are involved in everything on that. So it's something that we do take a lot of pride in the community. Not just, the little stuff. We're trying to make a big impact. We have another case getting ready to go to grand jury for another gun violation. We'll be getting another gun coming towards our way again. So it's out there. We're going to have an additional training coming up in 2026. Jill Christopher and I will be sitting down and going over all the training that we're going to do for 2026. The good part is when we have 20 officers, Apata reimburses us. It's a pretty hefty check that we're getting paid back to be able to do advanced training for these officers. So it's a huge thing for us to do it that way. Mr. Harrison, I look forward to working with you in the future. Mr. O'Leary, it's always a pleasure because, like I said, it's been great getting those text messages and seeing the sentences and truly helping us guide us along with a couple hiccups we've had along the way of what not to do. So he's had our back in a few things, so we appreciate that. Really, besides that, updates are we did receive today our new AEDs for the Village Hall and the police department, so I'll be putting them in tomorrow. The good part is they were actually cheaper than we bought them 10 years ago. Plus, we're trading in the 2 old ones for additional $300 each, so they'll make them really cheaper, a lot cheaper than we had before. So
which is good. So God forbid we need it. We have the most up-to-date one, that there is. Not yet. We're still trying to get free ones. Well, you know, we're thinking about pulling it out to be able to have it that way.
So
So,
one in the hall and one in the police department.
I know.
Maybe one mobile?
yes, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
That's the plan that we're gonna do it. So, we have, I don't know if I brought it up before, we're gonna be in March. We're gonna have a BLS, basic life-saving, training for all of our officers. We have a retired, Timberlake police officer from the eighties that actually came by to visit one day and needed a new ID card. And then he brought up that he was a CPR instructor, and I said, tell you what, I'm making you a bargain. I'm negotiating with everybody and all the time, and I said, get you a new ID card, if you can do some training. He goes, he's gonna pay for the certificates, it's $6 a piece. So we'll be having those courses, so if anybody on council wants to attend, I'll let you know. You guys can take CPR courses as well, get your certificate as well, so we're gonna try to open up. We may even try to see if he's really eager, we might open up to the community. Anybody in the community wants to take CPR classes. So that's something that we're gonna try to do as well. So I told him, I said, you shouldn't ask for an ID card, because now I'm gonna make you work. So I'm always bargaining with anybody that I can bargain with. So, the motorcycle left, was auctioned off, went to Pennsylvania. So that was a nice, shouldn't run from the Timberlake police because it costs you 30 days in jail, a felony conviction, and $3,400 motorcycle that you lost. So, you know, we've definitely trying to make an impact out there. Yes, we do get some negative, feedback on Facebook. I'm okay with that. But you know, the same thing goes is we have 265,000 people that look at our Facebook page every single month. So it tells you that we're getting noticed and what we do. And, you know, one of the things that I try to instill to all my officers is what really is ethics, and ethics and morals is doing the right thing when nobody's looking. But not just that, it's even when you're faced with that type decision, is that may not be the easiest decision, but you're gonna stand firm on the legal perspective of, I gotta do what's right. And Mr. O'Leary and I had a conversation about that last week, and not gonna make me a very popular person, but I really don't care. I didn't take the job for popularity. I took it to do the job as the right thing to do. So can't divulge anything besides that, but it's been one heck of a ride. So thank you to everybody in the community. We love our coffee maker, by the way. So I still have to say that it gets probably the most use out of everything in the department. The coffee maker's running all the time. So I thank you again for trusting and allowing us to serve the community. Thank you for always backing us, council, you know, and being part of what is, we are transforming the village of Timberlake from the past to the future. And still my goal is to, whenever I decide to walk away, that this is a much better place for years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Okay, zoning property maintenance, there were only 3 contractor registrations, so this, nobody wants to do any work when it's this cold, so. And, next, we'll move on to purchase and approvals. Motion to approve the November 2025 financial reports. Mr. Joyce makes a motion,
I'll second.
Mr. Joyce seconds. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Mara.
Aye.
Mr. Conrad. Aye. Mr. Combs.
Aye.
Okay, public comment? You
You wanna say something?
want to say something?
Oh,
Take a rid,
Yeah.
to the,
This is just regarding data centers.
Oh, go ahead.
Tomorrow is the last day to leave a public comment for the Ohio EPA, which for whatever reason, they are going to be allowing permitting for data centers to dump their wastewater into public waterways.
What-
And tomorrow is the last day.
Really?
for Public comment.
what, on website, I,
The Ohio EPA.
I could forward the.
okay,
Yes.
that's for, and what's your opinion?
That's crazy in a bad way. That's all.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I got one question, maybe Ryan, or maybe Ed knows it. What sort of temperature difference after it's processed? I'm assuming it's non-contact processed water, right? It's going through some sort of loop to act, and then dump back out. But do we know what the temperature differential
I mean,
is?
it's a heat exchanger, so it's
Yeah.
just water cooling, and it depends on, the peak of the outage, right? So you're gonna use more power or data during the main hours of the day when people are up and working, using, artificial intelligence and other platforms that use those data centers and those servers, so it fluctuates, but it's a degree to 5 degrees, depending on the time, that's what it is. I mean, it's hard to say what's the water coming in and going out, what's the bulk temperature of the lake, so there's many variables, but it definitely is impossible to determine the same temperature. It could even be cooler, right? If they do process it on the way out, they do have to have filters and stuff to get the chemicals out, because those will leach out over time. They'll have metals coming out of those servers. I mean, lithium and all the heavy metals that are made in your phone, the same chips that are in servers.
Well, they're running through, I would think, some sort of pipes that would go through the things that, so they theoretically, unless there's a break in the pipe, there shouldn't be really anything that from the lithium chips or whatever it did to.
Well, some of them are water cooled with chemicals in it, so they have, antioxidants, other charge carrying, chemicals in there that are,
They would have
there
to-
are
they'd have
some,
to
there is a
put that
thing.
out before it got in.
Yeah, well, they'll filter it, but, no filter is 100%, right? So the efficacy is based on the technology that they're using, and there are immersion cooled data centers where they are actually immersed in either cooling fluid or cooling water, right? Water is cheaper than oil,
Yeah,
always.
it's closed loop, yeah, that's a closed loop system.
Not necessarily, but they could have it immersed in a cooling, heat exchanger that cools, fresh water from the lake.
Oh, to cool the
Cool the
coolant.
coolant, right? Yeah, it's just
Okay,
like your
okay.
AC or your heat. There's
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
water condensation that comes out of those systems, right? That has to go somewhere.
Would you like, are you done or something? Would you like to comment about the data center that Amazon want to put up or put up in Jefferson, if you don't know how to close it?
Oh, well, I just wanted to say about, if there's an open loop system, they have to add chemicals to it for anti-corrosive and, to run through the equipment, plus they have to filter it. So then when they discharge that, unless they're, filtering that again, those chemicals are still in there, so they're releasing that in the environment. That's harmful. If they have a
Yeah.
closed loop system, which is less harmful to the environment, but the problem with that is that you need more power. So, and usually I think you need about 30 to 40% more, as much power as the data center is using for the cooling on a closed loop system. So, and the problem is, that's where the problem with the data center is that they're not being required to replace base load or base load kilowatt, base load power that they use. So whenever they put them out, like they're putting up a data center, they're looking at one, and Amazon's put one up, it's gonna be 1 gigawatt of power.
Where at?
And it's gonna be in
It's a
Jefferson Township, Fayette County. And they purchased this one piece of land. It was overvalued at $1 million for $60 million.
Bought it for 60 times what it worth, okay?
Time what's worth it. And
Because
meantime,
AI doesn't stop learning, right? Keeps on needing power.
so they're gonna put in a system that's gonna draw 1 gigawatt of power from our base load. And that's the thing. And then the problem is we don't have that power in Ohio to replace it. So the power company's gonna have to build new plants, which will be on us. See, they're not making them required to replace it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm actually talking with a few legislators down in Columbus about requiring them before they pass any more legislation to allow these to come in, that they replace kilowatt and kilowatt base load power that they're gonna be reusing. Because if they were to put one here in Eastlake, you're talking probably 300 to 500 megawatts of power they'll be drawing. And that plant used to put out 900 megawatts of power. So we're talking something almost half of what it was putting out. It's gonna be in reverse, it's gonna be drawing power from us.
So if you want to brown us out, then you have a smart meter. If they can brown you out, they're smart meter. They have the ability to turn off and turn it on, which your smart meter has an off and on switch.
Yeah, at the end of the day, our data centers all bad. It's artificial intelligence awful or server farm bad. No, they're necessary. It's, the next space race, right? Think about it, it's third industrial revolution, so they're needed. It's just about putting them in the right location, that it doesn't impact the environment as much or the residents that are exposed to it. That's the point. It's sure you can put data centers, there might even be land in Lake County that's less inhabited or a better spot for it, and there's other communities facing similar issues.
But Lake
Right
County's just
there.
like perfect because we're on the lake.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you
A
know.
fresh source of water, fresh source of peri-nuclear plants right there, right? You have a power generation system, so it's a coveted,
Oh, they sell that.
yeah.
We don't get that.
Yeah, but they don't sell it to the data centers too at the right price, but, it's just about the right location for it. And that spot particularly, personally, and I think most would agree, is not the right spot for it.
Did you say there's already over 100 of them in Ohio?
There's 110.
Most of
that. Yeah, 110. I read. And then just look at the people who are not happy with them.
I just want to clarify, we're gonna have an organizational meeting on January first. We first talked at 10 a.m., but now we have 11 a.m. A few people wanted to extend it an hour, get a little extra time to sleep in, so. Is everyone okay with 11?
January 1st, 11
I've
a.m.
been okay with the 8 o'clock, but apparently there's young people that.
You need to
We
sleep
go
it
to
off.
bed at 9 o'clock at night.
Let me know who's coming because we're making a breakfast here. So,
Mark's gonna be here.
okay, you'll be here. Okay, with Lori?
Huh?
With your wife?
I'm not thinking she's gonna be good,
Okay, yeah, 11 o'clock.
but I wanna be here to swear in all the new people.
Yeah, Linda.
Margaret will not be here.
Okay.
I'm on principle and also,
Yeah.
also proximity. Should be an issue.
Wow.
Well, I just wanted to close and say, I want to thank, I think, as far as, I'm very, very fortunate, because I think I've got the best counsel in Lake County, the best fiscal officer, the best chief, solicitor. And, again, I'm just very proud, I said, we all work together, we've accomplished a lot. I'm very happy we did do, and, like I said, couldn't have done it without all of you. I mean, really, we work together as a team, and, you know, just good to see that, you know, it's a big difference from when I first moved here. About when I came to a few council meetings, just don't want to say, I mean, it's just not good, but anyway, very, very happy with that. I want to wish everyone again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and, thank you all, and I'll pass it along to Margaret. Thank you for your service to us, and again, much appreciated. We're gonna miss you, but, you know, other than that, we know where you're at, so. And if you want to have the honors of
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
I will absolutely do that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Joyce, second. Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Emphatically, aye.
Mrs. Joyce,
I,
Mrs. Hardwick,
Hi.
Mrs. Marla,
Hi.
Mr. Conrad.
Hi.
Mr. Dawson.
Meeting is adjourned, and our next regular meeting will be January 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Organizational meeting, January 1st.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming.
Oh, yeah. Pleasure, your meeting. Yeah, I didn't see you on it. Where'd you?
That makes sense. And they said,
Oh,
I checked.
Oh, yeah. It's like. Oh, all right. Oh, where will it?
Yeah.
Is that sort of?
Yeah, it was on like Glenwood Avenue.
Oh, yeah. My wife grew up on Strawberry Lane. So that's it, yeah. Great, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I said, to meet you and look forward to you. Participating. Thanks.
Thanks, appreciate it. Be careful, the last time I said that, and now I'm on council, because I said something, right? We'll suck you in and it'll work. I have,
I was a little smaller. Down about 15. So it's like, you know.
Definitely.
The worst part of it, man.
Just like. More than residents.
You know.
Just like.
The two now. Not fun.
correct, already. Most of the way, it's not like there's, but there's some. But. Yeah, the break. Well, it will still remain.
I noticed. Timberlake is.
Yeah.
So awesome. It's something I know about, that's really funny to me, because those are all got.